Alright folks, so I'm back at it again, trying to learn how to do intros a little bit better. I'm not very good at doing intro videos, but what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you some stuff that I've been finishing up on the kayak to get the motor working, and just kind of adding some things to the back end of it and a couple of other things. So let's see what I got going on. Alright, so hopefully this is turning out okay. It's a little dark in the shade back here, but this is the top of the trolling motor where I've mounted the actual for the wiring to come through and then come out. I may have already shown part of this, but I just painted it just to keep it kind of matched up with, you know, the rest of the trolling motor and everything. And so the wiring is going up and through there, and it's going down, and I'll have another little attachment on it here in a second. I'll show you that. All right, so I got this flexible tubing. See if I can get it to focus on this. Doesn't seem to want to focus. But either way, it has like a little slit in it that makes it easier to get everything hooked up. And I was gonna just tape that shut all the way around, but then I remembered that I bought some, like a 4-pack of flex tape at Harbor Freight, or shrink wrap tape. And this will fit. The 3/4 that came in the 4-pack fits perfectly over this, and I'm just going to slide it all the way up to the top, tuck it up underneath there, and then my wires will stick out of the bottom of it, and we'll see how that looks. All right, so hopefully everybody can see this. Again, I don't know what's going on with my focus. There we go. So I've put the shrink tubing over top, going all the way down to here. I don't have it all the way on because I've got quick connects that I added. So I added some smaller quick connects on here, so I can take the trolling motor off when I'm not using the when I'm transporting, because I don't have a trailer and I don't use a truck. I put it on top of my Xterra, and so I needed something to be able to do that with, and so I can quick connect it, throw it in the back of the Xterra, and then just snap 3 things together. The main one for the power, and then the other 2 that are going to the controls for the speed control. So hopefully you can see some of this. It's a little windy out here today, but I'm going to try. I don't know if you see this, but basically the way this works is you can use a lighter, you can use a, you know, some people use like a propane, you know, a little kind of a torch kind of a deal. And my lighter's about to go out. There we go. And it's pretty windy out here, so it's going to be difficult to do this, but this will basically shrink it around what I connected it. There we go. You might be able to see that. And it just squeezes down around it basically. You just kind of work your way around both sides of it. Again, better if it's not windy and if your lighter's not about to go out on you. And you can see where it's kind of grabbing. You can see the line basically of that hose that's corrugated to an extent. I guess that's the right word for it. And that'll help it shrink around it. That way it won't just slide off. Although it took me longer to get it on there than I thought. It's a little tighter of a fit, but that's probably a good thing. That's a little bit tighter of a fit. And pulling it plastic across plastic was a little difficult, but I just want it on here enough to kind of hold it on so that it doesn't slide off, hopefully. And this was the 3/4. I probably could use 1 inch, so it would have had more to shrink. So that should be nice and dry. I had like a rubber, goes on the bottom of your chairs so that they don't scratch floors. I'd show you, but I had to cut it off because I had to change out my connection. This was, you may have seen it in the other video, but one of these was broken on my old one, and I just had something rigged up in there to hold it. So I bought a new one, got it online, and I've connected it and slid everything down on it. So hopefully this will will be good enough that you can see what I'm doing. I'm eventually going to attach a release connector on this. I've seen people do it. I'm going to try a different way than what I've seen, so that if I get into shallow water, I can lift the actual motor up so it doesn't drag. And I'm eventually going to put steering control connectors on here, but I'm not going to do the foot pedal kind. A lot of people have a nicer, or not a nicer kayak necessarily, that's all a matter of opinion, but that have pedals or have the foot controls or foot rest that actually slide. I don't have that on mine, so I didn't really think I wanted to control it with my feet anyway. As far as the turning, I guess you could do that and it's hands-free. I'm going to try to rig something up that is actually in front of my seat, where I can just kind of hit it with my hands quickly or to turn, or I can maybe even push it with my knees and get it to turn right or left. I don't know if that'll work out, if that'll be too difficult, or if it just be in the way, but one way or the other, I'm going to have it set up that I can turn it, and that'll be on, that may be the same video, it may be the next video. All right, so let me zoom out. In the back, I just mentioned that I've got this done, got everything shrinked, whatever, the way it needs to be done. I've got my connectors connected, and what I've done is I've turned my trolling motor from up where I'm sitting at. I've attached these connectors. Might be able to see this a little easier from there. Hang on a second. These are called eye-to-eye turnbuckles. So when you get them, now these I got at Home Depot. These are the only kind I saw that were stainless. You have this, and you have the eye bolt. You don't have the nut here. I had to add that. And then you have an eye bolt that comes out the other side of this. But I couldn't find a through thread or whatever it's called where there's nothing on each end. So I just got a bolt. These are all 1/4 inch. So this is a 1/4 inch bolt. And then I just cut the head off of it, and I had to do some work to get it to get through here correctly. And the stainless is pretty soft, so my threads messed up a little bit, so I had to kind of tap them out with another bolt, but got them in. And then the concept is that this is attached to the trolling motor. This is a little loose, my connector here, and then the idea is that when I pull one direction, the motor will turn. Pull the other direction, the motor will turn the other way. And I've got my wiring for my power up there already. So this I'm going to run through here, and I'll attach it here with a carabiner. I've got a aluminum carabiners, and I'm going to connect an eyelet somewhere down here so that this will come through basically down low and to hold it down, and then it'll come all the way through. Hopefully I won't need another eyelet till I get down here. And what I'm going to try to do, I was going to try to do this with my hands, and I can always change this, and I could still do it with my hand, but I'm going to attach a little straps, or what do they call these? Well, they call them eye straps there, but there's another name for these. Let's see, what is this one called? Rope loop. So I've got stainless ones here. I've got these at Home Depot, and I've got these I got at Walmart. So these are just made out of nylon, and those are stainless, so either way. But what I'm going to do is I'll mount one here, most likely, and run the line through it. And then I'll mount another one down here, or I may do here. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put it at. And then I'm tying it off as tight as possible, so that what I can do is I can actually push it, because the rope will be up a little bit like this. This is just kind of my first attempt at doing this. So the rope will be kind of like this, to where I can still get my feet here, and I can go under the rope and get my feet there. I may mount it all the way up on top, I'm not sure. And then my idea is that when I push this, as it's tied off here, it'll be tight. As I push this, it'll turn the trolling motor. So that's my concept. We'll see if it works. Hopefully it doesn't take much longer today. Well, it's getting dark, and this is what I've done. I saw this online on YouTube, where someone attached elastic, well, bungee cords to the carabiners, and then going down to a regular, line. And what I did was I connected it here as a stability point. It's going in here to an eyelet, and then this moves through here. My plan tomorrow is to test it out and see if it actually work. If I push on this with my feet, you might be able to see it move. Not really. You can see it move a little bit. So it'll turn a little. The point of having the bungee on it is to allow it to pop back. So I'll just pull it from here, and you can kind of see that it'll turn. It's not turning as much as I want it to, so I got to work on that, but I am going fishing tomorrow, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. I may not use it the whole time. So it turns that way, and then it pops back into place. And then this side, you pull it again, it turns, and then it goes back. It's not going 100% back the way I want it to. Still just a little off, as you can see. But my plan is to work on it more probably next weekend when I can, and go from there. So I'm cleaning up, figuring out how to get my battery strapped down so that I can plug that in as I showed you in the last one, and then have it hopefully stay here and not move, at least a temporary fix. I'll probably put some brackets or something to hold it in better next time around, but for now I'm just going to use bungee, see if I can tie it down.